So today's video is going to be a follow along gymnastics stretching routine. So this video will be useful to you if you are looking to improve your flexibility in gymnastics. Just ignore the fact that my hairbands are different colours. I just realised that and it's annoying me. Maybe I'll just do this instead. This is why no one believes I'm 21. Let's get back on track. Lots of you guys on Instagram kindly suggested for me to do this video, so I will put everyone's username on the screen now. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post a new YouTube video every Tuesday and Friday, and my videos are either about gymnastics, fitness or nutrition. Let's go. So I generally tend to start from the top of my body and work my way down. We're starting with a neck stretch, so you're going to put one fist on your chin and pull your head gently to the side with the other one. This way, by using both hands, you'll get a deeper stretch. Then I'm just going to put my head up to the ceiling and down to the floor. And also to the side, and you can use your hand again to get a deeper stretch. After this, I'm going to circle one arm backwards and then the other one. Then we're going to do forward circles and the other arm. Then I put them back together and forwards together. Next, we're going to have one going forwards and one going backwards. This could be quite confusing, but start with both your hands at the top and do it really slowly to start with. Then you're going to do it the other way as well. Next, pull one arm across the top of your chest and use the other arm to get the deeper stretch. You can also put your arm behind your head and pull down on your elbow. See how far down your back you can reach. Next, we're going to do the same with the other arm, so across your chest, and put your thumb facing the floor to get a better stretch in your arm. Then put this arm over your head and push down on your elbow. Next, put one elbow up behind your head and the other elbow is going to come up the opposite way, and try to connect your hands together. This can be quite tricky, but even if you're just touching one finger, it can still help stretch. Then we're going to roll our shoulders out, so I'll just do a few rolls backwards and a few forwards. Now put one hand on your hip and stretch the other arm over your head and rock to one side. Then turn the top half of your body to the side and reach your arm out straight. We're going to go down to our foot, try and get your nose down to your knee and make sure your legs stay straight. Then we're going to reach down in the middle as far as we can, and you can put your elbows on the floor to get an even deeper stretch. And also reach through and grab the mat behind you. Then we're going to go over to the other leg, so nose to your knee. And repeat what we did on the other side by stretching to the side first and then over your head. Next, reach your hands down to the mat in the middle again, and you're going to lift up your chest and stretch your arms out in front of you. I'm also going to show you this from the side so that it makes sense. From the same position, reach your left arm down to your right foot and your other arm up to the sky, and keep switching arms like this. Now we're going to lift our left leg up behind us, pull on your ankle, and this should stretch your quads. You can put your arm out straight in front of you for balance, or try and stare at something that isn't moving. Then we're going to repeat this on our right leg. Try and get your foot as close to your bottom as you can. Then use your arms to lift your left knee up to your chest, and you can also circle your ankles at the same time. We're then going to do the same on the other leg. Now, standing with your feet together, you're going to reach down to your toes. After about 10 seconds, crouch down to give your legs a little bit of a rest, and then stand back up again and move your hands back. Repeat this a few times until you are in a good stretch position where your hands can't get any further back. Using the same stretch, we're going to do some pulses. And you can also do this in a straddle position. Now, moving into a sitting straddle position, you're going to put one arm round your stomach and the other arm over your head and try and reach down to your toe. Try and keep both knees up to the ceiling as much as you can. Then you're going to bring in your left leg and do the same stretch. This is going to be a little bit harder, so you might not get as far down. Then we're going to repeat the same stretch on the other leg. And I saw like a wasp or something at this point, and I really don't like wasps, but then I think it flew away, so it's all good. Next, we're going to move on to a Japana, so still in our straddle, and reach your hands forward as far as you can. When reaching down, try not to round your back, try and keep it as straight as possible. If you're finding the stretch quite easy, then I suggest moving backwards and reaching forwards and pulling on a mat. Another way that I enhance this stretch is to put one of my legs onto a raised surface. When doing stretches like this, make sure you do it on both sides. Next, we're going to stretch out our toes by curling them under, and you can lean forwards and back to get a deeper stretch. To stretch them out the other way, we're going to sit in a pike shape, and you're going to reach forward and pull up one of your feet. You can also push down on your knee at the same time to get a kind of double stretch. And then we're going to do the same on the other leg. Next, we're going to do a pike fold. Try and keep your back as straight as you can, and try to reach your hands past your toes. You can also do this on a raised surface as well to make the stretch even better. So the exact same thing, just your toes on the raised surface and reach forward as far as you can. Make sure your legs stay nice and straight. So for this next stretch, you're going to kneel down completely on one knee and lean back with your arms out. This position does feel a bit unnatural, but it gets you a really deep stretch in your quad. I then like to reverse the stretch, so we're going to bring our knee up in towards our chest. Then we're going to swap and do the same thing on the other leg. And yes, I was pretending to sunbathe whilst doing this. It was absolutely boiling and my mat felt like lava. Now it's time for some lunges, so make sure your back knee is on the floor for this first one. We're then going to straighten our front leg and try and reach down, getting your nose to your knee. Make sure your leg stays nice and straight for this stretch. Then we're going to bend it again and push up into this position with our back knee off the floor. Try and push your hips down. Then we're going to slide down into right leg splits, and to make sure my hips are in line, I put my left arm on my front leg and my right arm on my back leg. Even if you can't get the full way down in your splits, over splits can be really beneficial. You can also do this by leaning forward and reaching your nose down to your knee. We're now going to repeat all the lunge stretches on our left leg. So leaning forwards to start with. Then you're going to straighten your front knee and put your nose down to your knee. Now lift up the back leg and balance. You can put your hands on the floor if you need to. Then we're going to slide down into our left leg splits. As you can see, I'm not completely the way down. I'm still going to practice my over splits though. As long as your back leg is as straight as you can get it, this is going to be really beneficial to your splits. Now moving on to my all-time favourite stretch, you're going to get your right knee up and use your left arm to pull your knee over to the side. Try and look to your right as well. This will cause a really nice stretch in your back, and it also clicks sometimes, which is so satisfying. We're then going to do the same on the other leg, so left leg up, use your right arm to pull it over, and you're going to look to your left. You can also do the same stretch but with your leg completely straight. Now we're going to move into a seal stretch, so on your stomach, make sure your feet are together behind you and look back with your head as far as you can. Then we're going to move into a cat stretch, so arms out and try and get your shoulders down to the floor. There is also a variation to the seal stretch, so this is where you move your arms out a little bit further and it stretches further up your stomach. I also like to lean from shoulder to shoulder, so this is going from one side to the other side, and you can also do this where you move your hips up as well and it gives you a nice stretch in your back. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. For the next stretch, you're going to go up into a straight arm shoulder stand. You're going to slowly bring both your legs down to the mat behind you and try and walk your feet out as far as you can. Then I just like to lift one leg up to the ceiling at a time. Another stretch that will help your shoulders is a dorsal. So this is where you're sitting down and you reach out your arms behind you and try and get your shoulders as close to the floor as possible. I'm not very good at this stretch because I've got quite stiff shoulders. So the final stretch is going to be another one for your shoulders. You're going to use a raised surface, put your palms facing down and try and get your shoulders to the floor. I love this stretch and it is really helpful for your shoulder flexibility. I hope you guys enjoyed this follow along stretching routine and it helps you improve your flexibility. If you have a video idea that you'd like me to post on YouTube, then please DM me on either of my Instagrams. If I use your video idea, I will give you a shout out in the video. I hope you guys have a great week and I will see you in my next video. Bye!